I used to be the kind of person who could talk to anyone. At coffee shops, bus stops, work events, small talk came easy. But after everything, after the burnout, the breakdowns, the long quiet, I forgot how. Now, even saying hi feels like a performance. I overthink every word, every pause, every eye contact. I wonder if my voice sounds weird, if I look uncomfortable. Being around people makes me nervous, not because I don't like them, but because I don't know where I fit anymore. I'd become a stranger to social ease. And yet, something inside me wants to try again. I crave connection, even if I'm clumsy at it. I want to reach out, even if my words stumble. Because maybe connection isn't about being smooth. Maybe it's about being real, awkward, and still choosing to stay. I went to a friend's gathering last weekend. Nothing fancy, just a few people, some drinks, music in the background. Everyone was laughing, talking, moving with ease. I sat there smiling, nodding, pretending to follow. But inside, I felt like I was watching from behind glass. Like I was close, but not really there. It's not that people were unkind. They were lovely. It's that something inside me still felt disconnected. I kept wondering, what do I even say? Do they see how awkward I am? My mind replayed every sentence I said, judging each word. But here's what I noticed. I didn't leave. I stayed. I breathed. I let myself feel out of place and didn't run. That's new for me. That's growth. I was in line at a coffee shop. The person in front of me had a beautiful scarf, deep blue, hand-woven looking. For a second, I hesitated. I almost stayed silent, as always. But then, I heard my voice quietly say, "That's a beautiful scarf." The person turned around, smiled. "Thanks," they said. "It's from my grandma." That was it. Nothing deep. No big conversation. But inside, my heart felt loud. Like it had cracked open a little. No one laughed. No one rolled their eyes. And I didn't collapse afterward. I didn't overthink it to death. It was just normal, but for me, that tiny moment was massive. Because I'd been silent for so long. And now, I had proof I could reach out again. There was a time when one ignored message could ruin my whole day. I'd replay it in my mind, what I said, how I said it, what I should have said instead. I'd shrink inside, thinking, maybe I'm too much. Maybe I'm not enough. Every silence felt like a judgment. Every seen but no reply was a punch. But recently, something shifted. A friend didn't reply to my text for 3 days. Old me would have spiraled. But instead, I said to myself, they're busy. I'm still okay. I reminded myself, people's responses don't define my worth. Their silence is about them, not me, and even if someone truly doesn't care, that doesn't mean I'm unlovable. I'm learning to separate my value from their reaction. That's hard, but it's freeing. Lately, I've noticed something strange and beautiful. I don't panic as much before social settings anymore. I still get a bit nervous, sure, but it's manageable now. Last week, I chatted with a barista. We talked about the weather, the playlist, her earrings. Nothing deep, nothing scripted, just light and human. And for once, I wasn't in my head. I was present. I laughed. Genuinely. It didn't feel like effort. It felt like return. Not to a version of me I used to be, but to something realer, softer, more grounded. These little moments, they build something. Trust, ease, reconnection. It was a rainy afternoon when it happened. A casual coffee with someone I hadn't seen in a while. We started light, weather, work, the usual. But then they asked, "How have you really been?" I paused. My instinct was to say, "Good, busy, you know." But something in their tone felt safe. So I told the truth. I told them I'd been lonely, tired, that I was trying to be okay again, one day at a time. And you know what? They didn't look away. They didn't fumble or try to change the subject. They just nodded, said, "Me too," honestly. And in that moment, I felt less alone, not because my story changed, but because it was held with care. A few nights ago, I joined a small game night with some coworkers. It wasn't a big deal. Just snacks, cards, soft music in the background. In the past, I would have overprepared, planned what to say, worried if I'd be too quiet. But this time, I just showed up. I didn't try to impress. I didn't try to hide. I laughed when something was funny, stayed quiet when I didn't have much to say, and no one seemed to mind. No one asked why I wasn't talking more. They just accepted me, as is. For once, I didn't feel like I was less than the others. I wasn't trying to be part of the group, I was just there. And that was enough. I think that's what belonging really is. Yesterday was quiet. No plans. No texts. No one asking, "Wanna hang out?" Just me, my tea, and the sound of light rain on the window. A year ago, this would have crushed me. I would have spiraled into thoughts like, "No one cares. I'm not wanted." But this time, I didn't panic. I made breakfast slowly. I read a chapter of a book I've been putting off. I looked out the window, just letting things be. And I realized I wasn't lonely. I was simply alone. There's a difference, and that difference changes everything. Being alone no longer feels like punishment. It feels like rest, like return, like home. I didn't need someone else to validate that I mattered. I knew it. Quietly. Deeply. I found an old photo of me yesterday, maybe 10 years ago. I was laughing. Loudly. Head thrown back, no filter, no holding back. For a second, I stared. That used to be me. Not the perfect version. Not the healed one. Just open. Unafraid. Fully there. I realized how far I drifted from that version. But I also realized I miss them. I miss me. So I did something small. I cooked a meal I used to love. I played the song I always sang out loud in the kitchen. And as the music played, something cracked open inside. I smiled, not just on the outside, but from within. I was talking to me again, showing up for me again. And honestly, that might be the most important reconnection of all. There was a time I thought healing meant returning to who I used to be. The energetic one. The talkative one. The social butterfly. But I realize now, that's not the goal. The goal isn't to go back. It's to grow into someone who carries their softness with strength. Someone who can sit in silence without shame. Who can speak honestly without fear. Who doesn't chase connection, but welcomes it when it comes. I'm not fully there yet. And that's okay. Healing isn't a finish line, it's a rhythm. And right now, my rhythm is softer. Calmer. Kinder. I'm not chasing old versions of me. I'm walking beside the me who's learning to live again, with openness, not armor.